Hi, and thank you for listening. This is Sherry Andrea. You can find me at sherryspeaks.com, where you can find 80 plus attunements starting at $2.50. Um, Keep in mind, remember, my site is geared towards people who are wanting to go the self taught route. So, this is not your standard traditional online attunement course, there is no hand holding. Feel free if you want to email me if you have questions. However, you can understand that for an attunement that you may be paying $3.50 for. It wouldn't make any sense for me to charge that and then like spend hours emailing you back and forth. So just keep that in mind. I do answer the emails. I offer help, whenever I can, but just keep that in mind. So if you feel like you need to do a course where you're going to have some hand holding, you're going to have somebody there along the way to explain everything to you, any questions you have, then you'll want to take a more traditional course, attunement course, even if it's online. Now, remember, when you take my courses, once you pay for them, you have to follow the instructions. You'll get a confirmation, but you do have to log back into the site. And you go back, you log in, and you go to your student profile, and you're going to click courses and go to your course. You're going to complete it. It's just a one pager that has an image on it that is imbued with the attunement energy, and it's literally very quick and easy. It is still strong and powerful. You will feel those energies. Of course, that's based on if you have the ability to feel energy. And then after you click the button to say complete the course, you are able to pull up your certificate and download it. So it also comes with the certificate. Okay, keep in mind also, I still have the psychic readings on sale for $15 for 30 minutes. The link will be in the description. You can get to it either by just going to sherryspeaks.com and going to services and psychic readings, or you can just go directly there by the link that's in the description, which is sherryspeaksnow.simplybook.me. And I have extended hours now, 2 days a week. I have hours starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time all the way through 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which actually would mean finishing up at 8 p.m. So I'm offering that for those of you who you were having a hard time finding a time that worked for you. Okay, so let's get down to it. Okay, this video is about Akadua, level 1 and level 2. The reason why I'm doing this video is because often enough I have gotten emails from people asking me questions about this particular modality. It can be a little confusing. I'm used to getting those emails that, because on my site you can go to manual download, and you can download the manuals before you actually sign up to do the course. So sometimes people do that and they'll read the manual first, and they'll email me and say, it doesn't seem complete. It seems like it's missing some things. What about this? What about that? Some of these descriptions that were written by the author, which channeled the modality, you really have to read the descriptions carefully. If you do, then you'll get it. But yeah, for some of them, no. The answer is there. It's just maybe the way the author wrote the description. It's not obvious at first. So that's why I wanted to clear up the questions that I've been getting about Akadua. Okay, first of all, important to note, there are 2 levels. Now, there is a 3rd level, like a master level. Now, if you read the description, and even in the description and in the manual, it does explain that level 3 isn't really given. Level 3 would require you to be at such a higher spiritual state, and you don't have to listen to me. The description explains that. The manual explains why 3 isn't offered. Now, if you don't agree with it or you have a problem with that, I'm not the one to ask about that. Kote, the blind, the one who channeled this modality, would be the one you would need to email to ask him about that. But if you read the description, it does explain why, like, master isn't offered. So it is level 1 and level 2. Okay, so this is a question I get all the time, is about the 7 frequencies. And actually, I am actually going to, hold on, let me pull it up, because I want to do this, explain this as thoroughly as I can. Let's see. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, okay. So, when I get questions about, when somebody asks me about the 7 frequencies, and then they'll say, well, I don't see in the manual any information about those 7 frequencies. That is explained even in the description. Akadua has 7 distinct vibrational frequencies in no particular order. The 7 vibrational frequencies are solar, including the Jaguar subtype, lunar, atmospheric, volcanic, oceanic, obsidian, and then one that's unnamed. Why it's unnamed? One, I want to say I'm not sure, but then I want to say I understand. The reason why, basically, if you read the description really well, you'll see that, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Is it Cote or Coyote? I think it's Coyote the Blind. He does explain in here that the energies from Akadua is very different for everyone. It says, I'll read it to you. Typically, the Akadua level 1 transmission recipient will receive one of the 7 types of Akadua. As a consequence, the transmission will feel a little different in different people. Occasionally, a person receives more than one type of Akadua. The type or types received depends on the way the recipient processes energy. Some of you have to get away from linear thinking. You got to get away from thinking, okay, I read the manual and the manual says this is this and this is this. Some of you are looking for these modalities to, like, literally be really straightforward and cut and dry. This is this and this is this. Now, here's the thing. Everybody's different. I've seen this with other modalities too. When I got attuned to fusion, I could describe that to you, and I could tell you how I experience those energies. I could tell you how I experience them when I use it on someone. However, it's not the same for everyone. I've heard other people describe what they experience differently. So keep in mind, not everybody's the same. Not everybody does energy work the same way. Not everybody feels energy in the same way. It's similar to how psychic abilities work. I mean, I'm sure all of you understand that not every psychic is the same, and how our abilities works, it's not all the same for all of us, right? Because I'm sure many of you have gotten psychic readings or a psychic reader, like they work a certain way, they perceive the energy a certain way. Like me, I work with my higher self. I get clairvoyance. I get claircognizance. I get, you know what I mean? But we're all different. Another reader, they're going to give it that same great reading. However, how they read that energy, how they translate it, and everything may be different. Okay, modalities are like that too. Akadua is not going to be the same for every person. How you experience it is going to be different for you. But this gives you the clue. That's a huge clue right there. So when he tells you that in the description, he's giving you a big clue. And later on in the manual, it does explain that. It says you need to work with the energies, basically experiment with the energies, play around with it. You do need to do that. So sometimes people are asking me questions about a modality before they've even become attuned to it, before they've even, played with it, practiced with it, experienced it. Now, if you don't know how to do that, and by the way, I'm going to look and see. Even though there's no prerequisite to get attuned to Akadua, which doesn't surprise me. However, I'm going to tell you this. If you haven't already gotten attuned to at least Reiki 1 and 2, practiced with it, used it to get to some type of point where you understand energy work, you understand using a healing modality, you're going to have a hard time probably with Akadua. I'm not saying it's not going to be impossible. You can still do it. You can still, but I'm just saying, if you're not already, used to playing around with energies, calling on them. Do you know what I mean by calling on? Okay, so since the manual says nothing about any of those 7 frequencies, you can scroll all the way through I think it's 34 pages of the manual. No, it does not go into detail about any of these frequencies. Why? Because you were supposed to call on each one and experience its energy. Now, in the description, if you are reading the description and you scroll down, one of the last things in the description is 2 paragraphs from someone's journal who documented their experience with Akadua attunement, and they're using it after the attunement and then practicing and what they experienced practicing with it. Definitely make sure you read that, because that person did it exactly like it was meant to be done. She got attuned, and then I'm not sure if it's a woman or not. And then they basically called on those energies to experience them. Now, when you do that, sometimes you will find you favor certain energies, in this case, certain frequencies. So, for example, if you sit down and you either intend and call on the solar/jaguar type of energy, the jaguar and solar are different, it says. But if you call on either one and then you experience that energy. Now, some of you may be like, well, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to call on an energy and then how to experience that. How do I do that? Okay, that is the type of hand holding I'm talking about. Yes, I do understand that Coyote the Blind, he gives this attunement course, and I do realize it's expensive. But why? Because they are literally going to help you with all those questions. So if you haven't been, like, if you're not attuned to Reiki 1, 2, and Master, and you're not experienced with, using and manipulating energy, and they'll do that hand holding for you. They will teach you what you don't already know, which means they're going to teach you what you probably would have learned if you would have gotten attuned to Reiki 1 and 2 at least, right? So that's why I want you to keep that in mind. Yeah, his course is expensive, but there's a reason why people do go ahead and pay for it, because they really want that. They want that help. They want that guidance. And then who better to get it from than the person who channeled that energy and, created this modality. So I'm not telling you have to do that. No, you don't have to. Some people go ahead. They'll take my attunement. They'll get attuned for now. They'll start working with it. And then maybe later on down the road, when they have the money, they'll take his attunement course. Excuse me. Okay. So now keep in mind, as you're calling on those 7 vibrational frequencies, some of you may be like, I don't know, I didn't even feel that one. That one didn't feel like, I don't know what that one was about. I didn't really feel that one very much. That one didn't seem to really do anything for me. Okay, maybe that's not one that you're going to be calling on and using often. That's fine. Hold on one second. Sorry, I had to cough. So that's fine. That's why you're supposed to experiment and play with these energies. That's why you're supposed to go ahead and start practicing on yourself, on friends, your pets. There's a reason for that. But I have to say, okay, so let me explain this. With Akadua, this is what you need to do. First of all, you're going to get attuned to level 1 first. You have to use level 1 for 28 days. And yes, that does mean doing what the manual says every day for 28 days before you are ready to get attuned to level 2. So understand that. You cannot get attuned to Akadua level 1 for the 28 days, pretty much not do anything, and then come back to the site and get the level 2 attunement. Why? You're going to mess yourself up. The level 2 attunement and how you receive it is based on you letting those energies, the Akadua level 1 energies, settle within you over the course of the 28 days of actually using it and doing what the manual says, right? So don't mess yourself up. Okay, so I know it's going to look a little confusing because when you read the manual, okay, so I'm going to do this for anyone who, for anyone who may be sitting right now with the manual open, trying to figure out, okay, so what is it she's saying I got to do? Okay, hold on. Let me open this manual so that I can actually tell you. Okay, now don't skip ahead just because I'm saying this. Read the whole manual. Okay. Now, hold on. Once you read the whole manual, let me see what page it's on. Hold on. Okay. On page 17, that section is called Techniques. When I talk about what you have to do for the 28 days, that is what I'm talking about. The techniques. Okay, so there are different exercises that it's telling you to do every day. There's one that's called the draining exercise. There's one that's called the Eyes of the Dreamer Diffuse Vision Exercise. There's one that's called the Removing the Social Mask. There's one that's called Your Place of Power. So what it's saying is it wants you to practice those exercises every day for the 28 days. So if you're wondering, well, what am I supposed to be doing for the 28 days? No, this does not mean you're supposed to, for 28 days, be calling on the 7 vibrational frequencies. No, that's not what it means. And be very careful about doing that, because really, technically, you don't really get, I'm trying to explain this correctly. You don't really fully get tuned in to the vibrational frequencies until Akadua level 2. So don't make the mistake of trying to call in the vibrational frequencies after getting attuned to level 1 thinking you're doing something. You will be doing nothing, because those frequencies haven't set in within you yet. That happens in level 2. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to repeat it again. What you're going to do for the 28 days is you're going to be doing those techniques that are listed in the manual, starting on page 17 through page 20. So, and I mean, I thought the manual was pretty good at explaining the techniques and everything, what you need to do. But you have to let go of any preconceived notions you have. You have to let go of how maybe other attunements have worked, have been. How, you know what I mean? Let go of the process of some other attunement. No, this one is unique all on its own. Every attunement should be looked at in that way. Every attunement should be seen as very unique, and the way it works and what you need to do, unique to itself. So forget about what you may be used to. Okay, what I mean is, maybe you've been attuned to Reiki UC, level 1 and 2, and maybe even Master. Maybe you've also been attuned to Kundalini Reiki, Fusion Reiki, Ethereal Crystal, and you're used to how the attunement went. You were used to what the manual was telling you to do, and now you come to Akadua, and you're reading the manual. You're like, I don't get it. I'm lost. Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's not the same as a lot of the other attunements, but all attunements should be looked at in that way, as unique. What is this particular modality telling you need to do? Forget about what other modalities have had you do. What is this one telling you to do? So focus just on this one. Forget about how the others work. Now, let me see. I was going to read something that was here. Okay. He even says, if properly done, these exercises can momentarily tweak, change, readjust, move, and alter your own assemblage point. When you end your place of power and you come out of the state, mood, and the posture it takes you to, you focus back onto your world and come back to your usual assemblage point. Through these exercises, the assemblage point is slightly shifted. It is not changed. If I move it for you just a little bit, then you will find yourself in a different reality, in a different world. If you just shift it a little bit, you find yourself having different experiences that are not normally available to you. A psychedelic experience is a sudden shift of that assemblage point. It gives you access to parts of the world that you normally don't have access to. Psychics have learned to tap into some of those experiences, such as animal communications, telepathy, speaking with the dead, and many more of those things. You learn to, when you're a Toltec shaman, you learn to manipulate the assemblage point at will and with accuracy so that you always know exactly what is being experienced, what you are doing, what you are filtering through, and it is under your control, not the other way around. So just for me reading that should give you the clue. Take your time. Really read the manual. Don't just skim it and then email me and say something seems to be missing. No, I expect you to take the time to really read the manual. If you do, you'll get a lot out of it. I'm telling you, it's really great. You'll get a lot out of it. Now, you might be wondering, some of you might be like, well, how much is this attunement? Okay, so my attunement, which is a self attunement, technically, you're staring at an image that's imbued with the energy. It's still very strong and powerful. It is $3.50 for level 1. So just to get you started, it's $3.50. So after you purchase the attunement, you are then going to log back into the site. You are going to go to account, and you'll see account access on the menu. And under account access, you'll see login. You'll also, under account access, see student profile. So after you log in, you're going to go to student profile, or you can go to student profile and it's going to have you log in. On student profile page, you'll then click on courses. You'll see all your courses you've purchased, and you're going to click on the Akadua level 1. After you click on Akadua level 1, over kind of to the right side of the page, you will see where you can click to start that course. It's basically a one-pager. It has instructions on it. It has a link to download the manual in case you didn't already go and download it. And then it has an image and it has instructions for what to say to start the attunement. And then you focus on the image which has been imbued with the attunement energy. You don't need to stare at it for an hour or 2 hours. No, you only need to stare at it really for anywhere from a few minutes. I mean, I'm sure some people stare at it, meditate on the image a little bit longer. If you'd like, you can. And then you're going to scroll down, click the complete course button, and then it's going to allow you to pull up your certificate and download it. Simple. Very easy. Very easy to do the attunements. How you do the attunement, some people will do them one at a time. Other people might buy several at one time and then do them at their own pace. I mean, I have a lot of people that are buying, for $50 worth of attunements, $100 worth of attunements, and then they do them at their own pace and in the order that they want to. They may do 2 or 3 attunements a day. If they can handle that amount of energy, which most people can, they may do 2 or 3 attunements a day. They may do 1 a day, but they're going to complete them at their own pace. So whether you do 1 at a time or you buy a whole bunch at one time, that's up to you, however you want to do it. Thank you for listening, and thank you for letting me, explain some things about this modality. Hopefully it was helpful to you. Feel free to comment and share. Please make sure that you like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. That would help me out a lot. Also, remember the psychic readings are still on sale. Also, I have the energy clearings by phone, which everybody's been loving. They've been really powerful. We've not only done some really amazing clearing work, we've gotten rid of parasites, we've gotten rid of entities. I mean, everything. We've done it all. It's really exciting to help people in this way. Now that's on my scheduler. That's where you would go and do that one. That one is only $35. Yeah, a lot of people, they do energy work. They're not really doing anything. They're barely doing anything. You don't feel anything. And then you pay a lot of money for it. You're paying hundreds of dollars and you're not feeling anything. You're not being affected. You're not being changed. You're not really being cleared. No, this is the real deal. And yeah, it's only $35. And that does not have anything to do with my skill, because I could charge thousands of dollars for what I do and for my abilities and for my skill, but I choose not to. So if you like to see what people are saying about it, feel free to, like on my website, go to the testimonial page. There's tons of testimonials that you can read where people are giving you their feedback about experiencing the energy clearing by phone, the one that's $35. Now, if you do the one that's $25, that is not by phone. So do not pay for that one and then try to schedule it by phone, because I'm going to tell you, no, you didn't not pay for that. So please do not do that. Make sure you're ordering the one you want. If you don't need the one by phone, if you don't need it to be, I mean, it's as detailed, but see, the one by phone, I'm literally working with my higher self, the angels and masters. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. I'm telling you what I'm coming across. I'm telling you, like we're literally, my higher self is telling me which chakras need more work. I'm literally seeing what's wrong with the chakra, and I'm telling you that over the phone. So it's very, what would I call it, interactive. Yeah, it's very interactive. And also you get the ability to learn something that you may end up turning around and using to help your own self or to help someone else, that you're trying to heal. Or so it's feel free to go to my scheduler and schedule that one. Generally it takes about 20 minutes to half an hour. I block an hour of time to make sure that we have enough time. If you're outside of the country, I use Google Meet. So if you're outside of the country, that's the way we can do it, so that you don't have to pay a lot of money making the call to me to connect for your appointment. Okay, thank you. And I appreciate you listening. And I appreciate you, always trying your best and hanging in there. We're all trying to hang in there, right? Um, and I will speak to you again soon. Have a good day. Namaste.